In this special episode of Between Two Biomes, Masta and Mashie tell a story of Bourbon, bootlegging, American history, and how they all came together for one huge GSPro announcement. The B2B boys were given the sneak peek and exclusive access to all the details to share with you. You'll want to watch this one from beginning to end to soak it all in. Between Two Biomes starts now.
You know, when we started this show over 2 years ago, this is the show that I think I would dream that we wanted to do eventually, right?
100%. We've been thinking about this since the early days.
Right.
Yep.
So we said, hey, let's Mashie, course designer, Masta, GSPro course designer, author of the GSPro building tutorials. We like to drink bourbon, we like to play golf, we like to play Simgolf, and this show finally ties it all together for us, and we are thankful for everybody that allowed us to do it. So Let's dig into it, right?
Let's go.
Yeah, so we were given a very fortunate opportunity. We were approached by a company that sells, they're about to sell a bourbon called Bootsie Magou. It's not available yet. February 1st, it'll be available in New York State. And they came to us and they said, hey, we're going to send you guys some samples. Check it out. Taste it on the show. And by the way, we're doing some stuff with GSPro. And we're like, woo, we were screaming like little girls, like
little kids, like excited on Christmas morning.
Right. So the first thing we're going to do, all right, before we get to on our show, if you're not familiar with it, the first thing we do is, hey, what are you drinking? What are we hanging out? We're drinking. And for this show, we're going to do the same thing as what are we drinking, which is we were sent these great samples of Bootsie Magou. We got this sealed wax lids on
sealed.
There. Yep. And, I'm going to take a whiff here. A lot of vanilla. Definitely vanilla. Of course.
A lot of caramel.
Yep. We got the charred oak from the oak barrels.
There's some sweet. There's a little bit of earthy too as well. It's good.
Now they said, definitely smell a lot first. Take a very small sip to, your palate.
Great color. Really great color in there.
So while we're tasting this, the next thing is our behind-the-scenes producer, quote-unquote Steve, did a little bit of research because there is a lot of history, behind the property of Bootleggers Lair, where Bootsie Magou comes from, and there's a little bit of a legend behind her. So, Steve, if you could let us know what that looks like.
Bootleggers Lair Estate, established in 1828, is situated on 23 acres along the Nissequogue River in Smithtown, New York. During the American Revolution, Long Island, including Smithtown, was a strategic location. British troops occupied the area after the Continental Army's retreat in 1776. The island became a hotbed of espionage, with spies from both sides, such as General Washington's Culper spy ring, operating extensively. Trust between colonists and British overseers was minimal, leading to severe consequences for traders. In the 1920s, during Prohibition, Long Island's North Shore, with its rugged terrain, provided ideal cover for bootleggers smuggling liquor. The Bootleggers Trail, as it was known, included routes from Fire Island through towns like Islip and Patchogue, passing landmarks such as the Nissequogue River and Ship's Hole before reaching the Sound. Bootleggers Lair Estate's secluded location made it a prime spot for these clandestine activities.
Amongst the legends in the area was Bootsie Magou, a flapper by day and bootlegger by night, who became a feared figure in the area. A simple, disrespectful comment or mispronunciation of her name could land you in the local morgue.
Dude, we got to get her on the
She's
show.
badass. I'm afraid I want to end up in the morgue.
Man,
she was badass.
She was pretty badass, right? And she makes a really good bourbon, by the way.
She makes a really good bourbon. She does. They're onto something here. This is really good.
So,
nice smooth bite. I mean, no bite. Nice smooth going down. It was really good.
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to drink this bourbon while playing some golf. So how do you think
I would love, there's nothing better than drinking bourbon and playing golf. If we could tie the two together somehow.
Wow.
What do you
magic.
think?
What do you think about that magic? So Bootsie Magou, right? She's associated with this area called Bootleggers Lair. And it turns out that the owners of Bootleggers Lair have decided to turn, or actually it has been, they're using it as a short game golf paradise.
Paradise.
And they're doing some really interesting things there. They're right now, there are plans for 4 different domains, if you want to call it there. The first of which is being constructed now. They're getting started. But they did something interesting is they came and they partnered with GSPro. And then they embraced technology here. And they said, hey, let's not only have a physical golf course, let's do a virtual golf course as well. And what better place to do it than GSPro? So they did a partnership with GSPro. And Steve, I think you did a little intro video to that as well. So what's going on with GSPro and Bootleggers Lair?
What if you could take history, legends, and a passion and merge them? What would it look like? What would it feel like? What if you could merge a story deep-rooted in American history with a past time like golf? What if you could make it so organic that you are immersed in it? This fusion of history has solidified Bootleggers Lair's reputation as a golfer's short game paradise, seamlessly integrating its rich historical legacy with modern golfing excellence. In recent years, Bootleggers Lair has transformed into a premier destination for golfers seeking to master their short game. The estate now features the Short Game Learning Preserve, which offers a unique experience by blending the world's first short game complex with physical history, and now a virtual experience. GSPro users can now access it as well. Chris Anderson, in partnership with Kahn Design, now present Bootleggers Lair for all to enjoy on GSPro.
Wow, so many firsts here, right?
What a great idea.
So cool.
What a great concept. Let's take a course that is going to be an eminently premier practice facility, not just a par 3 course, an absolutely high-end premier practice facility, and then build it in simulator golf world with an amazing designer and be able to provide it to the community first before they've actually put big shovels in the ground.
Right.
Like it's amazing. I think it's a fantastic idea and thrilled to be part of it.
Yes. This is absolutely fantastic. So if you didn't catch that, Chris Anderson is CESimgolf, who is one of the, actually he got Designer of the Year in our SAG Awards, right?
He did.
And then he partnered with Kahn Design. So a very good golf design company. So they designed the physical world golf course, worked with CESimgolf, come up with the virtual version to come in. And so now everyone who has a GSPro subscription can play this. And it's an official course. It's the first time GSPro has actually said, yes, we are officially going to support this endeavor.
Course.
Right?
Yep.
How exciting.
I'm excited. The only thing that would make it more exciting is if we could play this.
I tell you what, let's get CESimgolf, Chris Anderson. Let's get David Kahn from Kahn Design.
Kahn Designs.
And let's play through it. What do you think?
Let's do it. I think it. Let's do it.
So let's head down to the basement. We're going to get those guys and watch us play through with the virtual course designer from GSPro and the designer of the course, which is being built right now. All right. All right. See you in the basement.
Upstairs.
All right, bye.
Bye.
And now's the part of the show where we head downstairs and tee off into a whole new world of adventure. It's everyone's most nostalgic segment. Let's go down to Grandma's basement. It is where the magic happens for GSPro course designers. Forget the very desk and great corner office with a view, folks. This is where the real action happens. We've got a state-of-the-art golf simulator mixed in with tons of 8-track tapes, bright orange beanbags, and trunks full of old photos. So grab your clubs, mind the lava lamp, and let's see if we can hit a hole-in-one without knocking over Grandma's porcelain cat collection.
All right, Mashie and I have made it down into our grandmother's basements where our simulators reside. And we've got guests. We do. So let's go around the horn. So I'm upper left. You can see I'm labeled as Masta. And then we have a sub. I'm going to explain the substitute in a second. But above the pin is with us, who's also known as Brian. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing well.
Great. Introduce yourself. Tell people who you are, because we know who you are, but other people might not know who you are.
Yes, I'm above the pin. Otherwise, real name is Brian. I'm one of the partners of GSPro. So as far as what I do, mostly on the development side. So not so much courses and course design, but GSPro game modes, new updates, new features. A lot of that falls on me.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Glad to have you. And then we got my buddy Mashie in the lower right. And we have Mr. Anderson. How you doing, Mr. Anderson?
Mr. Anderson, I love it.
My name is Neo.
Neo.
I think I smell some walk-on music changes there.
I think we need to change our walk-on music. I agree.
From the old wizard music, make it some Neo music. So how you doing, Chris? Welcome to the show.
I'm good.
Yeah, tell people what you've recently had some changes in your career. Still doing golf courses, but some good things are happening. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, if you know me in this world, you probably know me as not Neo, but CESimgolf. It stands for Chris Eric Anderson. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing golf design off and on for a long time. I actually started way back with PGA Championship Golf, which was before the Tiger Woods series. But I took a long time off, and I've been designing for GSPro independently for a couple of years now. And they were nice enough to approach me this fall and ask if I would do some official work with them. So now I am doing full-time course design directly for GSPro, and this is the first one that I've worked on. So very excited. I mean, I couldn't be more excited to be part of it all. It's a passion I would do no matter what. So,
right. So you guys might be wondering, we got extremely lucky and unlucky at the same time. Unlucky being that David Kahn, who is the designer, the in real life designer of Bootleggers Lair, had a family emergency and he had to bow out of the round we're playing today. So lots of thoughts, lots of prayers with him and his family as he deals with that challenge. If he was here, we did want to talk about, he does have a foundation for supporting Batten disease, which is a very rare neurological disease that affects the brain. And he has a foundation called For Batten. And I'm going to put in the description of the show a link to that. There is an incredible auction going on there with some really, really cool stuff. You can actually even there's some famous golfers you can bid to play around with them. It's unreal the amount of stuff on there. So thoughts and prayers with David. The good news is Above the Pin said, hey, I'll join you guys. And so we got lucky to have a really good substitute here. So without any further delay, let's do a little reveal here. All right. So if I hide our video, we are on Bootleggers Lair, and what I did is I flew around, and this course, at least initially, I should say, we're going to be playing the short course today. But little teaser, there's more to come on this. It's not completely finished. Part of it is finished, and there's going to be more to come. We'll probably talk about that a little bit more on the show. And I think without further ado, guys, should we just jump in and get to the first hole? And I think, oh my gosh, I'm teeing off first. This is
You are. We should. And like you guys that are watching the stream or you guys watching the video here, like we're going to be talking with Chris Anderson and with ATP, all 18 holes of the short course. So hang with us and there's going to be a lot of great info.
Yeah. So here is the first hole, and so we talked about the history of this course in the pre-show, and believe it, this hole is nicknamed Chip's Hole. The reason being is now with the Sunday pins, there is a little bit of a funnel down there. Don't let that deceive you. The rest of the holes are not this easy, but it corresponds to where the ships used to hang out in the bay nearby here, right? So I'm going to grab my club, and let's get going.
And it's only the Sunday pin that's like this. The other 3 pins are quite the opposite. They're insanely hard.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And so ATP, like, give us a little bit. How did the partnership come about as we play through this? How did that partnership with you and Jackson Kahn architecture and everything come about?
Yeah, so it's as I guess I refer to him as the Davids. We have David Capo, who is actually owns this land and he's building this setup, and then David Kahn, who's working on the design. If I recall, it originally started, they actually reached out to Steve or Stingray on the OPCD team. And as Steve does, he's super great to talk to, and they kicked it off. And it really took off from there. They were super excited to bring it to a digital form or virtual form.
Oh, there it is. Good shot.
Very nice shot. Get in there. And as you talk, this is really just the first phase. There's plenty more to come with this, I don't even want to call it course, with this area.
So, and this is really unique because they developed, Jackson Kahn Design, David Kahn, they developed all of the terrain work for this course.
Oh, are you kidding me?
And then got together with CESim to bring this to life. Like, this is not, like, they've not put shovels really in ground yet. So this is like a first. Nice shot. Nice.
Oh, sneak back in.
Oh, CESim.
Oh, that's.
I do not understand how it stayed here. But
I
If
thought
we
that
only knew who'd made this course, we could
You would-
figure
you would
out how
pick
your
them.
ball stayed up there.
I know. Okay, so now I got to pretend if it does come down, I know it always misses about 3 inches to the right on this, so I don't want to move it too much.
It's going to be good.
It's gonna be good.
Oh.
Oh, just missed.
Yep.
Let's full disclosure here. We've already played this course together, and
Yeah.
I edged him out just a
You
tad.
did. By one? No, yeah. Did you win by one or was it tied?
It was one.
One.
It was my one. Yep.
So, Chris, what was it like working on this course? Give us a little rundown of all the vegetation and all the work you did on this course.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, the big picture is, like you said, this is the first time working with true, real world architects. This course will be an actual course, and it should look very close to this. I'm sure there'll be changes as they deal with real issues in the real world.
There you go. Nice putt.
But just getting to work with Jackson Kahn Design with David so much, it was, for an armchair designer like us, kind of the dream, right? Pretend you're doing it for real, and now I technically am. As far as scope, it was so different than anything I've done before. Being such a small course, but just ultimate in detail. I don't know. I don't know where to go and what to tell you. There's so much to talk about. I suppose over the 18 holes we can ask specifically stuff, but yeah.
Nice. Nice shot.
Thank you.
Lots of left.
Oh, don't go down. So I found there's a lot of tricky holes here where if you're just off the green a little bit, it's going to suck you down. It's going to
Yeah.
penalize you. really penalize you.
Well, I think one thing that we've been able to have access, luckily, to this course for a while now. And one of the things that I just love about it is it's not just a par 3 course. Like it is. Oh, look at this! Look at this!
Oh, come on.
Like it really is a short course to practice, not a par 3 course, which is a different. I know it's par 3, but it's a different approach. It's great.
Yeah, very much. There's so many shots on this course that are not even, most are not full swings, right? Even full wedges. It's testing short game.
Yeah, I have no doubt that we'll get David on this show in the future, and it's so fun to listen to him. I mean, he sees things through, and Chris, you probably see the same way, I suppose, but he just sees it through a different lens where it's a different eye for it. Everything is so well thought out. Like, I think people see this and they think 50-yard, 70-yard holes easy, and it's not the case at all.
All right, good putt.
Yeah, it was really enlightening getting to work with him. It wasn't just about kind of the wide-eyed, oh my God, I get to work on a real course with a real guy. There was just, he probably got sick of me saying things like that pretty quickly. And he really made me feel like part of their team pretty quickly. And I got to learn so much about not just how you shape a bunker, but yeah, the things he sees from a golf perspective.
This shot right here it's incredible. There's so many cool angles.
Oh yeah, well thanks.
Well, and then this course, you'll see the barn that will go around in that White House, and it's pretty amazing. That it's not a big course, and you move around the barn, so like you get a kind of a sense for where you are on the property. I feel like a lot of times in the standard 18 hole regular course, you can get lost in where you are on the property. And, like this one's really cool. Like you're never more than a few hundred yards from the barn.
Yeah, just as a virtual course designer, you guys all design, so you put little secret things into everything, right? But no one ever sees them. And the nice thing about working on something,
Dang it.
working on something like this course is that that people are going to see this stuff because you can keep circling a lot of it.
This was something we were talking about where and above the pin, I think you were saying, there's a fix incoming relatively soon, or at least on the books, where the ball is sitting in the tee shot is sitting in the bunker, but the mini map says it's a tee, which obviously is going to have the physics of the bunker. So that's just for those that are playing it, just be aware that that's the way it looks right now.
Yes, that's good call. For those that are playing it, it says tee. You are going to get penalized like a regular sand trap. And like a handful of things on this course. This is really the first time that it's
like, what do you think? Should it be a 0-0 lie, like a tee shot, or should it be a lie like what the trainer said, if it's truly a practice course? Oh, look at this.
Oh,
Great.
shit in.
Someone brought their A game today.
I think the answer is going to be, and I thought about it a little bit more, like so many answers in GSPro, it's likely just going to be an option in Greenkeeper.
Yeah.
If you're placing a tee and it's not and it's not already flat, give the designer control. Like, do you want this to be treated 0 angle, 0 penalty, or play it like it actually is? I think that's probably the right answer.
I like that. I think you're right. Get the designer to say how they, intended it to be played. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got the shanks.
Oops.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one.
And that's going to be a fun lie there, isn't it?
The lip is not there.
The lip is not there. You channel your inner knee.
We're back to the Matrix quotes here, aren't we? There's no lip.
The trick is there is no lip.
There is no lip.
Guess what? There is. I was unable to bend the spoon.
Sorry, kiddo, you're not the one.
Is that like, hey, Master Blaster, you can have like a TGL setup where you have a little lip that shows up on your mat there to mimic what you have in front of you?
Pops right up out of the ground.
Yep.
Bunker to bunker. There we go.
Oh boy.
It's a good thing we turned on auto concede because I'm going to
auto concede maxed up.
Nice.
So, Brian, you head out to the PGA show tomorrow. I know I'm getting some weather. Hopefully you don't get a delay getting down there.
Yes, knock on wood. It's nasty cold in Minnesota. It was -15 today.
Oh,
Yeah, it was brutal. I'm actually surprised that our kids' sports event's going to get delayed. But yes, we're taking off tomorrow morning to go to Orlando, which sadly, although much warmer, it's still not great. I think it's 50 degrees and raining all week. But we'll head down for a few days. We're just going as attendees, nothing overly special, but it's always fun to check out and see what these companies have in store for the next year here.
I want to know, ATP, when you're back from the show, I want to know what the coolest thing you saw was.
All right, deal. I can do that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I bet you're pretty packed with meetings. I'm assuming you meet with all the GSPro partners, launch monitor partners, all those guys when you're down there.
Yeah, we're going to stop by each booth, all of our partners, say hi. A couple of them, want to talk about new things or new ideas that they have, so that's always fun to hear. Yeah, it's oddly kind of a casual time, just walking around, checking in and seeing people.
Now, when I go to like my conferences, I'm in tech. They have these things called whisper suites, where you sign an NDA, you go in, and then they give you some really good information. Do you get to see any of that stuff? I mean, given who you are and how many launch monitors you guys work with, do they give you any good stuff?
I don't know. I don't have any whisper suites lined up. That sounds super interesting. No. And at least not this year. In the last year, we had a sense of a couple new products that were coming out, and we got to see a little bit of a sneak peek. But this year's been pretty mellow, so I don't know what people have in store. I don't know if they're keeping things tight or what it's going to shake out to be.
So I'm also in tech, and when we go to the trade shows, all of our executives walk around with a whole entourage. They got their business manager, their chief of staff. A couple of them even have security walking with them. Like, I have this vision of you walking around the convention center with like 25 people surrounding you, and
oh my gosh,
they clear the way for as you walk through.
No, I'm just happy when somebody stops and says they know what GSPro is. So I have a bright white shirt made that says GSPro on it, just to kind of be a walking advertisement. And yeah, it's super casual.
This is decision-making golf right here, because you go right at the hole, and if you're long by just a few feet, you're in the trap.
Oh boy!
You go left just like you did there, which is a safe shot, but now you have a long putt. I mean, CESim. I think as I played through this course, I think every single green is like that. You've got to choose the risk reward. Do you want to go for the shot next to the hole, or do you want to go further away and give yourself a putt?
10 feet of this is fantastic.
Yeah. When you're talking about a course that's only got, a handful of greens and 18 pin or tee positions hitting to those same greens, and then you throw in 4 pins on each hole, the number of options for angles and choices for, what slope to play off, where to play it safe, it's just, there's so much to do in such a small spot.
I mean, going back to the view, the horse in the background, the hay bales, the stumps, the trees, like you did all the blender work on this. Like, it's so good. The colors, the textures, everything looks it's so well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those courses where you don't have to spend as much time with, splining and things like that. You can really, really work on the details, and people will see them. So yeah, I built new textures for a lot of it, vegetation, different trees, just everything.
Oh, that must be a bug.
All right,
so Chris, are you a GSPro employee now? Are you contracting with them? Do you have more stuff?
I am contracting, so I'm still independent technically. I am working full time though, so I'm still very involved in the same ways in the community. I'm working on many other projects besides GSPro while not building them while I'm doing them. But I'm still, my name might not be attached to stuff as much, but I'm still trying to be super involved, helping anybody that messes with me, still doing videos, still making textures for other people, things like that.
Well, not everybody, because last time I checked, I'm still waiting for some videos from you.
Oh, you are?
Here we go.
I'm just kidding. Come on.
Still missing those. Yeah, it sounded like you'd moved ahead on that project, so I didn't know. If you are still waiting, I can definitely get you something.
I have moved ahead. Doesn't mean I've moved forward. I've moved ahead.
What was different when you had to do this? Because now you're working with a real life designer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it
Well, it came to me as a started project in Unity with terrain. Um, and they have people on their staff that are comfortable with our tools. They use GSPro design, the OPCD stuff. And so it was nice to get a base project. They did the terrain work based off of their own LiDAR and their own drawing, the way they always draw up course design. And then I was able to refine it a little bit from there, but try and stay as true to the real world as possible. So not a lot changed as far as my workflow. It was just more people involved, more eyes, more input. So
it's very interesting. So you said there's people there that have used the OPCD tool. So they have any of them dropped any courses?
Oh, nice shot.
not that I'm aware of, no. But I do know that one of their guys, even before I was involved directly with GS Pro and part of this project, was already asking me for help um, with how I did stuff. He'd watched my YouTube channel and we had talked before I was officially involved. Already talked on the workflow and stuff, and then I just kind of took it over after I started officially. So
You didn't turn on mulligans, did you?
No, I did not turn on mulligans.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't turn on mulligans.
This is quite painful.
So, Brian, I mean, you've got to be happy with the success of GS Pro, given, I mean, you started it when? When did GS Pro go into beta? 2020 or so?
Yep, 2020. We went. The first time we were ever commercialized was 2021, late 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. It's been great. It's been a dream come true. My background is software engineering. I used to be a true software engineer, and then for a handful of years, I went more into the management side. And to be able to get back into it, not only engineering, but for doing it for golf, it's been a dream come true. Yes.
And I assume are you surprised at the success that you've seen with GS Pro? I know you're happy with it, but were you surprised, or did you think it would take longer, or did you know you had that product on your hand that was going to take off?
No. We did not. We didn't know we had the hit that we did. I mean, the amount of hours and time that we put into it, I don't even know that we had a chance to think about what it could become, and we wouldn't know. We never thought about it from that angle. So no, where it's gone to and how fast that it's grown. No, this is above and beyond, well above and beyond of what I think either Treaty or I could have ever have thought.
Yeah.
And it's not. Although I love GS Pro when we made it, it is by far the community. The loyalty, the excitement, the passion, it's unbelievable. Like, they are the lifeblood for sure.
Well, and but one of the things you just hit on, which I full go in.
Wow.
Oh, is the community aspect. I mean, I am overwhelmed. I mean, I'm humbled to be part of the community, but just how amazing this huge GS Pro community is. And it's not just the designer community, the SGT community, and everybody. It's just like, how do you want to see that evolve, or do you want to see it evolve over time?
I think the biggest thing we want to make sure of is we don't lose sight of it. So when we are having to expand the GS Pro team, not only by bringing on people like Chris, but we want to make sure that we're never losing sight. So customer support, I really believe one of our biggest things that people love is our customer support. It's fast, we're human about it, so we're going to scale up. We brought on a person named Alex. He's a rock star. He handles so many of the issues. That's the thing. We don't want to ever feel like we've grown up too much or moved away. We'll never forget that, and we'll continue to make sure the community knows how important they are.
Yeah, it's great. I agree.
So you're
Yeah,
telling me it's not just two guys running the whole show there?
Oh my gosh, I couldn't have spoiled it. It's not. It does crack me up. It's always fun to see those on Facebook that it's the two-man show, and it's not. That would not be possible. Although DeVore is Treaty's real name, him and I were heavily, the only two doing GSPro development for a long time, but the OPCD crew puts a monster amount of time in there. We have an awesome partnership. Of course, we have the community that I talked about. We do have additional engineers that are helping for new launch monitor connections. We have some really exciting stuff coming from a web portal perspective. So no, it's not a two-person show anymore.
I think this is the hardest tee shot on the course, on Sunday Pin.
If you weren't going to say it, I was going to say
Can't
it.
get the courage necessary for this shot. 9 out of 10 times I leave in that island of deep rough. I can't get it.
You can almost play to the fairway left or the fat part of the green right and have a long shot. Yeah, like that.
Uh-oh.
Ryan just completely hit a horrible wide open club face shot.
For a second there, I thought I hit the ball by accident.
I just left the club face wide open on that one.
I thought maybe you did it on purpose, and I would not have blamed you.
Sure, yeah, I did that one on purpose.
Well, I mean, that's how hard this pin is. I'm okay with a 2-putt from over there.
That is funny when you say that, Chris. Like it's probably the right move to bail left.
Now I shanked it.
You're destroying this. I'm a disease coming to you guys right now. It's contagious.
I think I was just afraid of that shot. That's just
you need to stop saying the S word. It's like creeping into everything we do.
Yeah, maybe.
Not HEP. Oh, he's short.
Oh my gosh.
Never mind.
We're so screwed.
At least I know ahead of time. I knew I was going to leave it short. I just every time on this hole.
I'm telling you, just aim for the fairway over there.
At least one of us hit the green.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This is just horrible.
Oh. Hey, I really want to thank you for, giving people a close-up of all the planting and stuff. That's really kind of you.
All in the
Let's
plan.
talk about your deep rough,
All in the
Mr.
plan.
Anderson, because we're staring straight at it. It is so good. Did you bring any different texture, any different assets in? Are these standard assets? You just tweak them? What'd you do?
Well, what I did do, and this was pretty late in the process. Oh, nice shot!
Nice shot.
Unbelievable.
I did
find a way to soften some of that long grass, and I took assets we already had. I brought them in the blender. This is going to sound so I changed the normals so the way the light hits them. So I changed the normals on the grass itself so that light doesn't react. Because I know you guys designers, you know that one of the hardest things with long grass, as it draws in and then in different lighting, you kind of get that black and the harsh edges. Nothing looks soft. So I removed the normal directions so that everything is hit from above so that the light does not interact with that. Some of the tall grass, not all of it. So it just draws it so much.
That's exactly this is a beautiful look.
Yeah, and it gives you a softer look on some of that grass, right? But in some it's a little harder, like the brighter, whiter grass is a little bit harder, but it gives you a much more natural look and feel.
And this is exactly what we talk about in the show match, Eric. Like how well that grass matches the texture underneath. It makes it look so much fuller, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
2-putt from 60 feet, huh?
You can do it. You can do it.
This thing moves. What would David Kahn say? Play your ball, sir.
Golf your ball, sir.
Golf your ball. Excuse me. Golf your ball, sir.
So I'd like to propose a rule change. I call it the modified Miller Lite rules, which is for every beer I drink, I'd like a deduction of 1 stroke off my score today. That's what my friends say. Hey, if you're having a rough day, just drink. That's what we're supposed to do.
Looks pretty good.
Oh, that looks pretty good. Just got to go. That was the right
one. That's not bad.
Needed a little bit more.
I'm gonna show the crowd the area behind here quick, because I love the little garden area back there, the plantings, the sunflowers, the stump. Oh, we got to talk about the stump game, right? So
we got to talk stumps.
So David, the owner of Bootleggers Lair, was telling us how there's the stump game, which sounds like something that I would do with my buddies in the backyard, which is you'll see littered throughout this course, and it's amazing how everything here is just intertwined. There's stumps, and they have a 30-foot radius circle around them, and there's this point system where you tee off. If you hit the stump, you get so many points. If you're outside the circle, then you hit the stump, or if you hit the stump, you can hit it twice. And I can't wait. It sounds like there's going to be maybe some enhancements to this in the future at some point, where we're going to get to play stumps, right? So, yeah, we can have you guys back on the show with David Kahn to play stumps one of these days.
They have a real rule sheet for it. It's although I have no doubt that you're right. It probably started as a handful of people playing, but yeah, they've really dialed it in. It sounds like a blast.
Designing the stumps course was absolutely incredible. It's nothing like a real golf course. You know, there's not greens, so you're not thinking about slopes. There's not bunkers, but we carved it through the woods on this property, and just the amount of challenges trying to go between tight trees, around certain things, over rock piles, and
Yes.
the creativity for the things you can design for that. Like I built these walls out of stone, and just it was a totally different workflow than you're used to ever doing as a designer.
So if you go to the Bootleggers Lair website, they tie this all together through a bunch of websites. One is you can learn about Bootsie Magou. My gosh, I almost said Magoo, and I'll get shot if I say, she's going to come after me. Magou. But another thing they do on the site is they have the shots of the golf course, the short course, are actually this. They're out of GSPro.
Yeah, they are.
And I saw a couple of those. I saw a couple of the shots of the stumps, and I saw one where you're hitting it really between a couple trees that are pretty close together.
Yeah, you know how many times I tweaked those trees with David just to, get it just so you can do it, but man, is it hard to do it. And of course, I don't know the actual tree placements in the woods on this property, but the stumps game is based on the best guess of where we think some of these major trees are, and definitely a real slope and things like that. So the stumps game will be more inspired in the game than what probably is the real world, but the short course will be more exact to what they build.
Yeah, so flying around a little bit right now. So what's the cylindrical building down there on the left?
Ah, do you want to take this ATP or do you want me to?
No, you go ahead. You go ahead, Chris.
So that's the cistern from back when it was. Oh, look at that shot.
Oh, great
Oh
shot.
yeah, from when it was actually when they did bootleg distilling. So
Oh,
that's on the property. I think there's photographs of it in the intro and on their
That's cool.
website. They tried to make it exact as I could, texture wise and everything.
yeah, the
Well, and
textures are
like,
pretty integrated on that. It's pretty nice.
and
Yeah.
what you guys, what we in the other video that we have, we got to sample the new. Oh, nice shot.
Great shot.
We got to sample the new bourbon that's going to come out of this property, the modern day bourbon. Man, it was really good. I will say it's David's done a really good job on that release.
Sir.
Right
Oh,
there.
someone just threw a dart. Unlike this guy right here who's sitting in the sand.
You just wanted to practice the high soft flop out of the sand.
Yeah.
Nice out.
Go, go, go. That's a good shot.
Solid.
So horses in the background, back in the pen back there. I see they're animated. They got their tails wagging, their heads moving, and they're eating. Are they the only animated assets on the course?
Yeah, and they don't walk around because really, animation is one thing that I'm not great at. So they swish and they eat, but making them walk and stay on the ground and not float away is too hard for me. That's just not something I'm good at. So
Can't be great at everything, right? You got to pick and choose.
It is a
good.
bourbon. They do distill bourbon on it, so like it's okay if they float.
Yeah. Oh man, I never make these. I always miss them below.
There it is. Mr. Anderson, we talked about this yesterday, about those ones that always die in front of the hole, you know?
Yep.
I'm gonna miss them high all day. If I miss them,
Gotta
they're
play
gonna
them
be
high.
high.
Gotta miss them high.
Yep.
Nice putt.
Oh,
Oh, good line.
Gotta miss them high.
so Brian, what's next for GS Pro? I mean, so I'm sure you have, things you're working on for the short term, but oh no, but like long term,
it. Holy cow.
what
Oh,
what does
no.
GS Pro need to do in order to stay? I mean, I did searches and everyone says it's the number one sim software. You gotta buy it. You gotta buy it. So, what are you doing to stay relevant?
Yep, it's a good question. I guess there's, in my head, maybe 2 or 3 buckets, I would say. And I don't want to, and the last thing I want to do is say we're doing something and then it never comes out, so I want to be a bit careful. But
Yep.
we're going to do a Unity update. We will upgrade to the latest and greatest. It'll be Unity 6. It is underway. It's not just something that we're talking about. We're actually fairly far along in it. We're testing. It's looking pretty nice. We're going to do that in phases, so don't, I know there's buzzwords, there's HDRP, and people may more or less think that's going to make every course look different, but it's a gradual step to get there. And then we're going to keep on doing features, though, in between, so we're going to run them in parallel. We do have new features coming out. We are going to get Ghost Play released. We have some new offset features where you can kind of play that virtual look where the ball takes off in the screen in your real environment. And so we're going to keep on doing that. We're not going to change from that direction of that constant trickle of features.
It's great. Ghost mode will be great. I know there's a lot of requests for ghost mode. We had on our feature request on one of our shows a while back. So thank you. That ghost mode will be awesome.
Yeah, the ghost mode, it's, again, I don't want to sound like a broken record. We're going to do it in 2 phases. The first phase that comes out is going to be a virtual ghost player. So they're going to play alongside of you, not at the same exact fire time. So there'll be like another person next to you. We're going to give you control, so you have speed options. So maybe you want that ghost player to go 1x or 1.5x or 2x, so they're faster. And we're going to tie it into both SGT. So you'll be able to play the ghost players as some SGT rounds, kind of what we're calling the GSPro Cloud. So you can play ghost players or maybe the GSPro record for a given course. And then, of course, you can save your local rounds, your local ghost rounds as well to play. Oops.
So, what do you think about TGL? Is this going to take off? Did you watch it?
I thought they did a great job. It's I know we all probably over dissected it before it came out and how they're going to pull this off. It's a super hard thing. I mean, golf is it's not a high intensity, fast impact sport. So I think they did a nice job making it entertaining. I have no doubt they're going to continue to refine it. I know they have more technology that they're going to be rolling out. So yeah, I don't know. For what are we, 2 weeks in? Maybe by the time people see this, we're 3 weeks in. Yeah, I think they're doing a nice job.
I like it. I think there's a high entertainment value. I don't think it helps having teams getting blown out. I think if the matches are closer, that'll help. I think the tech is cool. I like seeing it indoor, and I like the shot clock. I think it puts a little pressure on them that they don't really feel in real life. I think it's great. I like to see some non-PGA Tour guys or some different guys as well. Like, I like to see a Bryson Phil matchup and Borgmeyer, the long drive guy. I like to see him out there against. I think they can mix it up and have fun with it too.
What I'd love to see them do is, so if this, it's Full Swing that's providing, it's like Tigers in partnership with Full Swing, but let Full Swing customers enter a raffle, and then if you win, you get to play one of those guys live. How much pressure is on you then, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a bad hole.
I think as a designer, it's if you look at any of the design Facebook or Discords and all of us talking about it, I think we all agree any GSPro designer using GSPro tools could blow them out of the water for quality of courses, right? Like everybody, all those designers say, why did they want our stuff? We're so much better than this. Look at that. That grass doesn't even look right.
But I also feel like we're a very small minority of people out there. Most people are going to look at the course and be like, okay, course looks good. Now I'm going to go play my round of golf, right? We play and we're looking at every little thing that's on, no matter whose software it is.
That's a good point. I also have no idea what resolution they're projecting that on the side of a barn. So who knows what hardware it's
I
hitting.
mean, I read a video. I think they've got something like 4K monitor projectors projecting across that screen or something crazy like that. There it is. Nice putt.
Nice putt.
Didn't feel that hard. I don't know. I did a lot of waiting.
Oh, you.
So this one's tucked behind the deep rough. You got the tree on the right.
So I happen to know this pin in that green is a bit of a bowl. It's not like a hole in one bowl like the first hole, but it's forgiving. That might not be enough. No, that's terrible.
That might not be enough.
That was pretty bad right there, boys.
Yeah. So we all played this
That was pretty
together
bad.
yesterday, and I think actually, Brian, you're doing better. I am definitely not doing
Yeah, I had
better.
a blow-up hole yesterday.
I had several blow-up holes already, but we have auto concede on that, so I was given some mercy. That
Nice
could be
shot.
pretty good. That could be
Nice
pretty good.
shot.
Yep.
That looks good.
That'll be the right bounce. Get a nice kick.
Shot.
Oh no.
Oh,
Well,
That is,
let's check your colliders.
that is a
Let's
tough
see.
shot.
Let's
Let's
see.
see how good
Yeah,
the colliders are.
let's see if I remembered.
You're 67 high. Go real high.
I do not have that club in my bag.
You have the pancake wedge.
Yeah, they're on.
They're on.
Yes, they
Goodbye.
are. Sorry.
Hey, at least you went forward. That could have been worse.
Oh yeah.
Brian, what's your favorite part of GS Pro? What's the thing that you like? All right, this turned out really well. Any one thing or just in general?
That's a good question. I mean, I love the new driving range, the dynamic holes, and I can't take a lot of credit for that. That's DP Roberts. Yeah, he was the mastermind behind that. I think it turned out so cool, and just like the way that it rotates and it looks so seamless, I love it. Like having buddies over, it used to be go to the driving range, everybody take a few balls, and then we'll go play a course. And now there's been times we don't leave it. We sit there, we play the multiplayer, like the round eliminations.
Yep.
So I think that's probably my current favorite new feature that we've done.
That's cool. I agree. I think the dynamic range is amazing.
And we do a lot of. I have a Thursday night league, and we play our normal round, and then afterwards, we throw bucks down and do closest to the pin on dynamic holes.
Yep.
And if you hit it in the water, you do a shot.
Nice. We ordered it on Amazon a couple of years ago. It's a clear, like plastic piggy bank for putting dollars in, but there's no way to get it out without breaking it. So whenever we play, when everybody's over, if you hit the ball into the water, you got to put a buck into it, and then whoever gets the first hole in, like a legit hole in one, then they get to crack it open and get the money.
Nice.
So
Have any of you gotten a true hole in one yet? In I guess Simgolf or real golf?
I have one hole in one in real golf, and I
Nice.
have no hole in ones in Simgolf.
I think I had one with you one time, Mashing. We were playing with you and Pac-Man. We were playing around,
Yes.
and I got one
Yep, in Simgolf.
in Simgolf. Yes.
The worst part about my real life hole in one was it wasn't an official round. Like my son had golf camp, and it's at the back end of the driving range, which is down by the number one green. And so we like walked out to the green between groups, putted out, and then went to number two, which is a par three, got the hole in one, and then he was like, okay, I'm ready to leave. So we left, so it's not even an official round.
Oh,
So now we're hitting. So give you a different perspective. We're hitting down to the pin that was on the very.
This another one. This is another one of those holes where the pin is now on Sunday. It's a risk reward shot, and anywhere on the greens are decent. But man, it's a fun
this
hole.
one's a little more forgiving than some of the other pins for sure.
Oh,
Gotta go.
straight. I was gonna be short. Oh no.
Oh, wow.
We have long and short cover.
Wow.
So I will say you can see to the left that white house. That's the farmhouse. Has anyone else noticed people seem to be crazy about hitting over things lately? So there is going to be a version of this course. There's going to be multiple layouts, and one of them will have a shot potentially over the farmhouse to this green as well. So,
Is that what the at the beginning? I don't know if you saw it. I was like zoomed on the sign that has directions on where to go. Is that called the challenge hole?
no, actually, this green is just called the challenge hole. So the first shot we took,
Oh, okay.
that's what this green is called. That is the challenge. It's just kind of like, hey, this is the farmhouse. They're sitting around on the porch, enjoying some beverages in the sunset. And hey, I bet you can't hit it to that, or I bet you can't. So that's where the hitting match is right next to the porch there, and that's why it's called that.
Now, what I would love to see. So I noticed when I teed off the very first hole, there was a bottle of Bootsie Magou sitting there, and it was empty.
Oh, this
Okay.
looks good.
That was a
Nice
great
shot.
shot. That was an amazing shot.
Thank you.
There was a bottle of Bootsie Magou sitting there empty. I think it should be full there, and
I
then
agree.
throughout the course, it should gradually get lower and lower.
I
and then-
agree. It should be gradually lower
then-
as you go through the course.
And then by the time you get to 18, add some like wavy, dense fog that just makes it look like you're, getting dizzy.
And the 19th
Yeah,
hole is you play it inside the round silo where they used to, and it's the distillery.
Yeah. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it from any of the places we are. Okay, I'm sorry. I just got to say, those bunkers look awesome.
I was going to say the same thing. Those bunkers from this shot look awesome.
But I'm not taking full credit for this. That was the coolest thing about working with David is his vision and his artistic. He's as picky as I am, and I think we spent 4 or 5 hours on this green and these bunkers, and he was teaching me about what they look for as far as where do they want to see the edge of the bunker. Nice shot. Come back.
Come back.
Here he goes. Come
There
on.
he goes. Come on.
Oh,
Come on, baby. Yes. Yes. But he's telling me about what they want their eye to see, how they want, what visual corner of sand they want to be able to see revealed in certain areas, but also the shadow lines on just the different lip, how the lips depth is different in different places, and why it should be. And it's just a whole educational experience on that stuff.
so are you gonna release any tutorials on making those beautiful bunkers?
Sure. Oh,
There you go. Good
go
ball.
in. Go in.
Good ball.
Oh, nice.
Great shot.
Yeah, I certainly could try to find the time to write up some more Blender on that. It's all kind of related to just stuff I already do, but it's just leveraging the fact that the course itself is a 3D object, just like a building, right? There's nothing special or different. So anything you can do, anything you can model, you can do it with the course itself and the bunkers. So we've even set up holes. Do you see the gap in the barn back there?
Yeah.
We've set up and tossed around the idea of trying to get through there as well.
I like it. I would love to see like a version of the course that's a shot challenge, like through the barn, through 2 trees, like a little chute, a blind shot over the silo. Like I would love to see a shot challenge of this course.
Yeah, well, you're in luck because David Kahn has already made at least a couple different versions of this course, just different GK files that you can load. And they will have one is called the trouble course, and it's just you're in the leaves in the woods, you're up against the lip, and a lot of the times the smart choice is not even to hit towards the green or the flag, to lay up somewhere and try to scramble from there.
Boy, this is a tough shot. A little short-sighted sand shot.
Yeah, I have no idea how hard to hit that. That was a complete guess. And there it goes. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I feel like you need to play this hole a ton. I don't even know what the right shot is here.
Less
I
than
don't know. Is it a short pitch? I don't know, land short and run. I don't know. Like,
Now, Brian, I know you made some changes recently to ball physics, and one of the things I used to notice is, like, for shorter shots, normally outside I'm doing like a bump and run, but in here I'm just whipping out my 60 and just trying to flop it, and throw a dart. But it sounds like you made some changes recently to physics that make those bump and run shots a little bit easier.
Nice shot. Yeah, spot on. There was a couple shots, the bump and runs, or even the runners that hit any kind of rough, they were getting just a little bit too chewed up, or they wouldn't roll out enough. So yes, the
100%.
bump and runs, grabbing a hybrid and be able like to run it up there, that's all doable now. We did a couple, and with the version 3 that came out, and then we did maybe 3 different minor updates pretty quick after, just as people started playing. They just need a little bit more refinement, not so much those types of shots, but the other types of shots that were impacted by the physics change. But yeah, it's hopefully now, knock on wood, that it's much more doable and you can use the shot that you would use outside now.
I feel like the bunker shots, like the one I just hit, are much better with the new changes than it used. They used to roll. I felt like they used to roll out too much on all those shots, and now I feel like they hit and either spin or stop. But yeah,
Nice
I think
putt,
it's
Chris. Nice putt.
nice putt, Chris.
Yeah, I can't. I absolutely love it. I'm a low ball player in real life. I don't, and so I really enjoy that kind of release shot, planning to land short. So I just absolutely think you nailed it on the new physics. I can't wait to play Link style now and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm excited too because I just started golf 4 years ago now, and I I've yet to see really big improvements outside, but most of it's because I think some days like I would rather do like a bump and run shot like that, and I just those flop shots I can do on this perfect turf inside my basement just don't translate outside at all, right? Especially the goat tracks that I play.
I try to play every shot in the sim like I would play outside. So if I'm in the bunker, I do a standard bunker shot. I try to play all the regular shots.
Whoa, just sneak it by.
I'm like you, Mashie. I'm stubborn. I don't even care if I score well in sim. I
Yep.
try to take my knocks and do things the way my mind would want to do them outside.
My goal is to use my sim as a way of enjoyment, but as a way of continuing to get better. I mean, in a cold weather state like I'm at, you can't play for a few months a year. So I use it to just continue to get my game better for outdoor golf,
Yep.
I would like to take exception to you calling yourself someone who lives in a cold state because I'm in the same place as Brian. Brian and I live in the same state. We haven't met, but I'm in Minnesota too. So uh, I'm cold right now, like literally right now in my garage playing golf with you. So
Well, I will tell you, it was -8 when I woke up this morning. Our high is 11 today, so it is technically cold.
It's cold everywhere right now. Yeah.
it's -1 outside and it was 16 below in Rochester this morning.
So you guys both live in Minnesota, but I'm gonna say, Chris, you don't sound like you're native to there, but Brian does.
No, I am born and raised, never left.
Interesting. So are you guys far apart though? Because I feel like Brian, you definitely had the Minnesota,
I'm trying to hide it.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to hide it. Don't you know? I'm trying to hide it.
Don't you dare.
I think what are we, Chris? We're probably what is it to Rochester? 2 hours? 3 hours maybe?
No, probably. I bet we're an hour and a half apart.
That's it? Okay.
I can get to the metro downtown in like an hour and a half. So.
Okay. And I guess I'm technically north of the Twin Cities, but
Yeah.
still,
maybe 2 hours.
The fact that we're in the same state within a couple hours from each other, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, where else would Simgolf be born than somewhere where we can't play half the year?
Well, exactly. I mean, it makes perfect sense. But I gotta tell you, I think the combination of, and I think COVID. We talked a little about this yesterday. I think COVID just really drove a huge desire for Simgolf. I think launch monitor companies have made it way more affordable than it was 3 or 4 years ago. And now with TGL, all the advertising that's happening around that, I think you're going to start seeing people, when they build new houses, are building them, with golf simulators. They're the new movie theater of the 80s and 90s, 2000s. Run down there.
Oh, come on.
Nice
Be
shot.
kind. Be kind.
Nice shot.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's growing so fast, and especially those new homes, the remodels. Yeah, I think they have golf simulators now.
And I'm not a consumer electronics expert by any means, but you could do it right and get one. I mean, if a projector company come out with a really high quality movie projector that could double as a sim projector, you could do both in one, right? You can have a movie room that is your golf simulator room without multiple projector. And maybe they do that today. I don't know, but I have two projectors. My sim is in my movie room, but I have two separate projectors and a retractable screen so I can get to the movie screen.
Yeah, I've watched movies out here. It's got to be perfect when it's in an outdoor space. I'm in a heated, well-built, insulated garage, so it's nice. But it can be 100 degrees in the summer and not fun to sit on a couch and watch a
Yeah.
movie. And it can be, I can barely keep it 40 or 50 in the winter sometimes. So.
I mean, yeah, I built my sim during COVID, right? Well, I started actually right before all the golf courses closed down. And then I had a decision: do I put it in the garage or do I find a room in the house that will work? And decided, given I didn't want to be out in the cold in the wintertime out there, that because my garage is not insulated, that I would do it downstairs.
If I had any room in my house other than the main formal family room that had more than a 10-foot ceiling, I would do it. But I just don't have. I have enough space, but I don't have a high enough ceiling. So.
Well, and I'll tell you, like I use the simulator way more than I ever used the movie theater. I mean,
for sure.
Exponentially more. I
Yeah,
blame David.
I'm in the
for
storage
screen.
room in my basement, and I don't know why I did it, but when I built this house, and I told the builder, I said I wanted 9-foot ceilings instead of 8-foot ceilings in the basement, and I really didn't have a reason why, but now I do. And I mean, so what are your guys' setups? Like, Brian, what are you hitting off? What's your launch model? Do you have a Unicore? I thought I saw a front overhead unit there.
Yep, I'm hitting off a Unicore IXO2 right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, bummer.
And what do you have, Chris?
I have a BOP, and my sim space has been modified like 4 times since I built it in COVID. It's pretty much a very nice permanent structure now. I have the EZT hybrid hitting mat and premium screen and the 936 projector, luckily. So it's all quite good.
I'm running an XO, the original, the IXO overhead.
I'd really like. I think that'd be my last upgrade. I think next year I'll try and do overhead.
Houses.
That was
So we
awful.
played. So Master Blaster flew out to Colorado, and he and I and two other folks from that listen to the show spent 4 days tooling around the Colorado Front Range here playing mountain golf. And there were a couple of courses where there were houses, and it didn't matter how far away the houses were. He tried to hit them. It didn't matter.
By the way, I'm plus 10 right now, but I've had 13 beers. So,
You're under par.
yeah,
You're under
exactly.
par.
Oh, that's good. That's a good shot. Get it in.
Mine zipped all the way up the green.
Deep rough.
So let's talk about the leaves you've got on the ground here now that we're able to see them up close and personal.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Spin around. Give us a look.
Go. Gotta
Nice
roll.
shot.
Go. Get out there.
Was it going to stay? It stayed. All right.
Now, are you guys both Vikings fans?
Yes.
I will say I have grown up being one, but I'm like a lot of people around here, a bit too jaded to care anymore. Like it's just not my number one sport. I'm a hockey guy.
Yeah.
So
I can see that. Yeah. Okay.
I'll let you guys guess what my favorite team is, and you're not going to like me after I say.
Green
well,
Bay.
it's probably Green Bay then.
Yes, it is. It's Green Bay. Yeah.
Oh,
Go. Stop.
wow, good.
Now, Brian, we had a good chuckle because you said you were having an exchange on a support ticket with a Lions fan. Well, did you? We talked. You were going to reach back out to him.
No, I chickened out. But yeah, it was a funny banter we had. I should have looked it up because we talked about it yesterday. I can't remember how we figured out. Maybe we were talking time zones of availability or something. But yeah, this person turned out to be a Detroit Lions fan, and I don't know if it was just after they beat us in the regular season, but we went back and forth. We stopped talking about what the issue was, and we were just kind of friendly, bantering back and forth about the Lions versus the Vikings. So I thought I thought about reviving it last night and letting them know, but I didn't have it in me.
Yeah.
And those Lions fans, you got to be careful with them. You don't want to actually go into their skin.
Too hard.
Nice putt.
Oh, good putt, good putt.
With authority.
Now I know putting physics have changed just a little bit lately, and not so much the break. That's something I just got to learn. But I think it's great. I love the way things roll out now. It's definitely scarier. And I also feel like maybe this is just me, but it feels like things go in a little bit better when you're a little firm. I feel like when I first started playing GSPro, I'm a firm back in the jar putter, and I would be so mad somebody wouldn't go in. It feels really good now, though. I just think putting feels wonderful. So.
I guess.
Yeah, I'd say putting is definitely one of the areas that it has changed a lot for the better, a lot over the years, from lip out animations to the speed, the acceleration, the decel. Yeah, I think it's come a long way. It feels really good right now. Nice shot.
Yeah, I agree. You're gonna stay there? That stayed.
Chris, that holds true in real golf too. Like the more firm putts tend to have, less of a break, and they go in, more often.
Yep.
I find when I try to die putts at the hole, I miss more often than I make them.
Yeah. I'm no putting guru.
I'm not either. It's the one.
But
well, none of my game is great, but putting has just never been great.
you guys are gonna think I'm bringing this up now because I know we talked about it yesterday. But so what is everybody in real life? And I know you're gonna think I brought this up on purpose, but what's everyone's handicap? How do you guys do?
I'm a 16.
Mine is technically a 12.5, but I probably got a little sloppy last year with logging, so I bet I'm closer to a 15 now. I'm definitely not as good as I used to be.
Yeah, and I'm a 16 outside, and that's.
But you're really good inside, right? Like I know today, notwithstanding, everybody gets the S word sometimes.
In my league, I'm a 2 inside.
Yeah, I think you're way better than me.
Yeah,
as far as
he is.
Pro golf goes.
He's way better than that outside too. When we played out here, I mean, Kai is very. I mean, when we did our Kiowa trip together, I mean, dude, you had some great rounds. You had some rounds in the mid 80s on courses you've never seen before.
I'm just like everyone says, it's golf inconsistency, but I am really all over the place. I can have a great round and I can have a really bad round.
Yeah.
I'm a 6'8" in gin and real life.
I got poor at the end of the year because I didn't play much due to some just family time situations. But
4 is nice. My buddy and I, he's right around there too, a 6 or a 7, and we've got a goal of this at the end of this coming season to be at the end of 3. We use our chasing scratch kind of. We follow those guys on the podcast. If you haven't listened to them, they're great. But we follow them, and they're trying to get down to scratch as well. So we kind of set similar type of goals each year.
I quit putting pressure on myself. I'm gonna guess I'm just over 4 right now. I've been as low as 3 last year.
It's probably the right way to do it, Chris. It's probably like just play and have fun and don't worry about it, and versus putting pressure on you.
When I was younger, before I had family and kids, I was a 1 for a while, and I played some tournaments, and I could never play under pressure, and I lost the joy of playing. Like there's so much stress just trying to get a tiny bit better. It just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, golf is kind of a weird sport like that. Like you can get if you don't play, you regress.
Yeah, and the better you get, the harder it is to be satisfied. You're never as happy.
And it's not like riding a bike, right? I mean,
no, it's not.
Like this, it just gives me heartburn a little bit. Like knowing that my distance control isn't what it should be, and of course that makes you pay.
Dude, if you think you have heartburn, the first time I played this course, I shot a -9.
That's incredible.
And here I am. I think I'm probably 11 or 12 over now.
It was actually amazing to watch. He and I played it together, and I think it was like hole 12, and he was like, "I don't know, am I being punked?"
Yeah. I mean, that's better than I've done. That's better than I've done on it. I'm not a good aggressive player though. I'm just Mr. Safe. In the real world too. In the real course, I hit a lot of greens. I make a lot of pars. I don't sink a lot of putts. I don't chase a lot of pins.
So like this green, we played this green on the front nine, and the pin was on the other side of it. So we're on the back
Yeah.
side of the same green.
Well, and we've also hit the same pin from, I don't know if you can see where I'm at on the mini map, but from way to the right. So over this is where we called this the hardest one.
Oh, this was the hardest tee shot. It's the same shot. You're right.
Yeah,
We did.
we
It
were
just came from a
coming in-
different angle.
Coming in this way and trying to control distance between these two spots.
I want to see what your greenskeeper looks like with all the pins and tees like laying all over top of each other.
Well, David did all that work. It's a good time to bring him up again because he deserves to be mentioned constantly for this because they designed it. I mean, this is his architecture firm, and
So cool.
we worked in Blender. I worked to the millimeter with him with slope shading turned on in Blender to make pinnable locations because the way they draw out real world golf hole design, they have topographical maps. They draw their greens that have the slopes percentage on them, and then they know where the pins will work. And so I was trying to translate that in Blender, and then I'd send in screenshots, and he'd send back, okay, tweet that, and it was just constant trying to find perfect slopes.
Go, 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 go. Nice.
I'll take it. That's a tough shot. You can very easily run it. You can run it way past on this.
You know how I said I drank 13 beers? Take one off, I just spilled mine.
Oh no, alcohol abuse. Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice too.
Be nice. Hole in one, come on.
Lovely.
Nice.
Now, if you had got it in, would you have counted that as a hole in one on an 18-yard hole?
It reminds me of the Facebook post that we saw recently about the guy asking about, do you guys enter your sim handicap rounds in your gin for credit?
Oh, gosh.
I didn't see that. Wow.
Yeah, he was actually asking a legit question. Like he thought it was a legit question about, you know, can I post this? I'm like, no, you can't, dude.
I think that's the 4 best shots I've ever seen to this pin. I know it looks short and easy, but it's so easy to hit it down that slope like 60 feet away.
I tell you what, now knowing that it's the hole that I putted the 70-foot putt from down there up, yeah, you go 3 feet past that pin and you're all the way back down there.
For sure.
There it is.
Ooh,
Nice.
With authority.
yeah, nice putt.
You made me nervous with that whole hit it past there and it's down.
Yeah, it could happen.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Good hole, guys.
55 out of the sand. This is the time we talk about the amazing stonework you've done on that silo. Like,
Oh, thank you.
The
I did
texture
not
work.
build. Yeah, I did not build the textures, but I sure spent a long time finding them. So,
man, it looks so good. I mean, it looks like it's been out there for like 75 years.
Yeah,
At
that
least,
was-
right?
more than that, right? The
Yeah.
30s, I suppose, or 20s and 30s. Oh, I shanked it. I did not. I had no idea what I wanted to do there.
Yeah,
None.
this is a tough one because I don't know. Like 55-yard bunker shot. Is it a pitch? Is it a? I don't know how to play this, to be honest.
I was trying to decide, like, is this like a 70 feel? All these guys that are so good at Simgolf that stream rounds and stuff, they'll be here and they'll say, okay, so this is a 72 feel. How do you know that?
Yeah. They know exactly what that ball, how that ball's coming out, how the dynamic lies
Nice
affecting
shot.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Get up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. All right, we got all kinds of stuff.
So this round, last time when we played, Ty and I's ball were so close together like
Yeah.
5 times that on the mini map you could barely tell like where our markers were. This time around, we're nowhere near each other.
And,
No, you're not.
and I think it's not you, it's me.
Yeah, but we lost some really good jokes due to that, though.
Is that a you problem?
Yeah, is that a... Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
Coming back.
It's almost like a mulligan, just not. There you go. Sit.
Oh, that's gonna stop. Oh, okay, it's all right.
So when they handed this off to you, Chris, with the terrain, like with the greens, like did you have to do any shaping to these greens to make them like they are?
Quite a bit. I mean, it was the basics were all there, and I was really nervous because I knew it was a real course, and I had no idea how far along it was. I didn't know if they'd already started,
Right.
and I didn't know if they expected the design to aid them in actually building it, or if they just wanted a representation. So I spent the first week trying to feel that out before I was terrified to touch the terrain because I didn't know how precise they'd done it, and if they were giving the terrain data to their guy with a plow, I didn't, guy with a bulldozer. So it turned out that it's just supposed to be a very close representation. So most of the work was done. I re-splined some of it and then built meshes, and mostly I just did bunker and then tweaking green slopes. But they did the vast majority of the terrain shaping and things like that.
Yeah, I mean that would be my huge question for David Kahn, which is, all right, so you have this design, and you have contours of greens. How close can you really get when you've got a bulldozer out there to, replicating this? Is it? It's amazing.
Well, you know what I'd love to see. I'd love to see David Kahn take the LiDAR data that we have that we use to build our courses and layer it over real topographical and be like, hey, this is where it's good and this is, where it's off.
Yeah,
So
but
one
then what do?
one
You take a bulldozer and you fix it, right?
Well, no, but maybe there's suggestions on how we could tweak our tools to make the greens even better, more close to real life. I don't know if the topical information is available. The
So one
topograph.
thing, one thing DP Roberts and I worked on, well, him more than me, when we were doing the green shaping is they do base all of their real world work with the dozers or whatever they're using the shaping. They base it off of very detailed topographicals. And DP is working on tools that will take any work, not just the LiDAR that becomes terrain. But anything I do in Blender, so all the heavy detail work on the bunker depths and the lips and any green tweaks, and take the Blender file and automatically slice it at whatever increment, whether it's an inch or a foot, and produce topographical maps from the Blender meshes. So any work that we do, we can give back to them and we can give that straight to their shapers and their land movers, and they can exactly duplicate that in the real world.
Oh wow, they just hung on. All right.
Oh, this is where
This is just the first peak of the partnership with Jackson Kahn Design. There's more to come, and I don't want to give an evil teaser, but CE's already moved on to the next course that is part of that partnership, and hopefully there's more to come after that too. So I think there's gonna be some fun stuff that comes out of this.
So you're saying other courses or other facilities than just bootleggers?
Yeah, more than just bootleggers, and bootleggers itself is going to have more variations that you've talked about. But more courses.
Yep.
And even some more short game stuff. David he loves the short game stuff. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming.
So Brian, this is officially a GSPro released course, the first GSPro released sponsored owned, I guess, course is the way to say it, right?
Yep.
Yep. That's great. Get up there.
Now, is this going to get any special treatment in game as far as searching for it?
Not searching for it, at least not yet. There's not going to be a filter yet for official courses. We will likely bring that in. We're not going to push a GSPro update with this at the same time as this course, but yes, the next decent size update. There's just some little house cleaning things to do as far as some certain labels and disclaimers and whatnot. But yeah, and you guys touched on the stumps game. We do have intentions to bring that into GSPro, so we'd like to see that happen too because it sounds like a blast.
Do you envision that this course would be packaged with a basic like a new license? Somebody downloads GSPro and this course is pre-installed.
Yeah, potentially, or at the very least, kind of pre-queued to be installed.
Got it.
It's Yeah, I think the short answer is yes. There's no reason not to. We want to make it as easy as possible. Yeah.
I agree. I think somebody downloads GSPro for the first time, and the first thing they want to do is fire up and play something. They don't want to have to go download, and you look, and there's, what, 23, 24, whatever the course number is now. That's a lot to choose from. Sit. Man, this looks great. I love, Chris, the gradient fog back there is at the perfect distance. The tree colors, the leaf colors, like kind of a fallish afternoon. It's so well done.
Nice.
Thanks. I've never tried fall stuff, but one of the first meetings I had with and talked to David Capel a little bit, who owns the property, talking about how, you know, everyone loves a good fall day, and he was saying how magical this place is in the fall. And so I've never done anything in that color palette, and so I thought, can I make something that looks really nice but realistic, something that's not smashing red and yellow trees, but something that's subtle and warm. And
Yeah, and I just noticed, not now, but just in the previous frame, is that I did get, it's not quite fall, right? It's pretty neutral. It's like it could be fall.
I guess, yeah, and that's what we talked about. There's many different, fall lasts a while, right? In Minnesota especially, there's this kind of early September time where it's still warm, the grass is still green, but the trees are starting to change. The nights
Some
are
are,
cold.
right? Some are.
Yeah, right. Oaks and stuff are not going to start changing, but maples, like the red ones back there, and you know, birches, and that's just really my favorite time of year to play golf. My kids go back to school. I have a little more free time, and it's just a lovely time of year to try and capture. Really.
All right, so here we are in 18, score check. So we got
Yeah, where are we at?
Chris and Mashie are tied, so there's a little
Oh.
pressure here, right?
Yeah, and this is a tough hole.
However, with the number of beers I've drank, and I'm beating you guys by 2 strokes.
Yeah, you're just telling us at this point.
Yeah.
No.
So, good note. I didn't even realize that was a sand shot.
That's pretty impressive then.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a tough one. So I don't suppose you're going to give me, let's see, I got to do some homework here. You got a 68 carats, so now I know what the actual feel is. All right. See, I needed that.
Well, actually, so Mr. Anderson, yesterday is just being revisited today because you and I are tied.
Yes, this is sort of like yesterday when it was me and Masta trying to.
Yeah.
Now I got it. I just can't beat either one of you two. I don't think. Not on your own show. Now, if you want to just do a private match sometime, I'll take you out behind the woodshed.
It's our show, but it's your course, right? So,
Correct.
That's true.
You know,
It's your course and Brian's product. So all we are visitors here. Nice shot. Really
I think
good.
You guys are really close as far. Okay, I got 4 and 6.
He's got me by a little bit.
Oh, and the shanks continue.
Whoa.
One more for the road. This is the first sand trap I did, and I don't like the lip. It's just not big enough.
Well, you know, for designers, the course is never done. We always find something.
Never. Always. Nice shot.
That's pretty great out of there.
Yeah,
Come back around.
This might come back.
Way to play the slope, just like you planned.
Yep. Got to know the course. Got to golf your ball.
The course.
Yep.
Now,
I bet you guys have played this more than me. I think this is maybe the 6th or 8th time I've played it. I just don't have time. I'm too busy working.
Chris, have you named the horses?
I have not named them. I think right now, we should name them right now. One's Mashie, one's Masta, one's ATP.
There's a stump in the background with a flag on it. I'm not sure so people can see that.
Yep.
I see the stump with a flag on it. You can see them around the course in certain spots. Yep.
Yeah, little teasers of those stuff to come, right?
Oh, that looks
Oh,
solid.
this looks good. This looks good.
Oh man, what a great putt.
All right, so Mashie's first here.
You can put the pressure on me. It's
Got a
tough.
tie.
You're gonna have yours, Chris, is gonna come straight up with no break, and I've got the
You
slider.
can have a little bit, but not much. This is a harder putt.
I definitely favor Chris on this one, for sure. He's got the better putt.
I think it's going to be a tie in the end.
And it's gonna be low.
Enough.
It's
The
low.
door.
Wow, I pushed that, and it still went low left. left
No,
low.
I almost don't want this putt because I mean I have no excuse. This thing is
It's
just
straight. It's uphill a little.
yeah. Gosh, this is just going to be embarrassing to miss, isn't it? All right, here we go. Here we go for the
Come
win.
on.
Nooner.
Oh, he makes it.
Oh, he nailed it.
That's amazing. Congratulations. He takes it.
Rams it in the back. All right.
Nice.
That was awesome, guys. That was so much fun. Brian, thank you for letting us into your work for a little bit. Thank you for letting us be part of the exclusive reveal. It's an amazing partnership you guys have developed, and Chris, amazing work on this course. It's just wow. It's so much fun.
It's there's never been anything more fun I think I've experienced for golf design. Except that I can't talk about it, but the next stuff is going to be pretty incredible too.
Yeah, secrets. Yeah, no, thank you, everybody, both you two for running the show. It's awesome, Chris. You, of course, you did an amazing job. The Davids, thank you so much. It's too bad you couldn't come today or join today. The OPCD crew for really bringing this all together, and again, the community. Like it's we don't make a lot of public statements or talk too much, but it's so appreciated what they do, and it's great to be able to give back a little bit. I think this course is special, so hopefully everybody enjoys it.
Yep.
All right, so we'll wrap this one up. Thanks, guys, for playing along, and everybody take a look at Bootleggers Lair. Take a look at the short course. First of many things to come on here. It's something special, and thank you, you guys, for joining us on the show. All right, have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
No damage done. No blood drawn.
Oh boy, so what C has 17, and I've got 19. All right, anybody putting wagers?
All right. Yeah, what do we got?
Oh.
I can't putt.
We need something.
So
I can't putt. You two putt, you win.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because it will show our distance because ATP will go last. I was gonna say we could see who puts it closer, right?
Oh.
Well, I'm going with my boy because I've seen him make long putts like this. Even today, I've seen him, so I'm going with my boy.
My 44 foot.
I don't make anything. So.
A little hard. He was pumped.
Oh.
Choke
Roll
job.
strong.
Oh.
Man, you're
Leaving the door open.
A little bit. All right.
Here comes the competitor and Mr. Anderson.
Anderson.
I don't know.
Look at the slider, man. The whole green goes up.
There's no way.
Oh, there's
we just played that tournament the other day, Mashie, that designers one. I had 53 feet of putts made and shot even par. How bad is that?
I'll let you putt.
Oh no.
Go in! Oh! Now Master Blast has to make his.
Yep.
Chris, I shot in that last round. I had 28 putts and 104 feet.
See, and the guy I played with a buddy of mine. He was playing offline. He had 100 feet of putts, and I beat him by 8. So.
Yeah. This is not an easy one. It's got a
and the
slider.
thing is, it's recording my stream, so everyone like watching the stream is going, "No, that's not where you line it up." No.
Yeah, I know. This is good drama. This is good.
6 feet
For the win.
There you go.
Yay.
Good job.
All right, I take the crown.
Nice job, Mashie.